Welcome to Same Cast Different Day podcast. I'm your host Martel Rowland, and I have Manorexic James, aka Manorexic, aka my brother Marcus. He filed.
Hey y'all.
If y'all don't know who Manorexic James is, y'all just gotta look for one of our random live videos on Facebook when we go live and doing karaoke. That's Manorexic James, everybody. Manorexic James. So, welcome to the second episode of season 3 of Same Cast Different Day podcast. Thank you all for tuning in again. And then once again, I want to thank everybody who showed the podcast support while the podcast was on hiatus. So thank everybody for that support who continues to stream the podcast during the hiatus. So thank y'all very much for that. So on this episode, we're going to be talking about cancel culture, which has been a hot topic for a while now. If a lot of y'all are not unfamiliar with cancel culture, we'll be discussing that on this episode. But to start things off, I just want to let you know, all you cancel culture people, you get on my nerves because y'all getting rid of all the good stuff.
Everything that was good is going away.
Our whole childhood is just gone because y'all keep finding it's inappropriate. I don't like that. But we're gonna get into it. So the first thing that they got rid of is Disney. Is a part of cancel culture. Let me readjust my mic. So children under 7 will now be forbidden from watching Dumbo, Peter Pan, Swiss Family Robinson, and the artist. Oh crap! I can't even read my own handwriting. I want to say artist cat. I can't even read my own handwriting. I can't even read my own handwriting.
Aristocrat.
There. Yeah, that's what I wrote. Okay. The settings on the app will prevent the movies from even showing up under young viewers' profiles, which is crazy. I don't understand what was wrong with Dumbo in the first place. Like, what was wrong with these movies? Like, I don't understand. I never seen Aristocrats or the original Peter Pan, so I don't know what was wrong. I thought Peter Pan was even Michael Jackson like Peter Pan, so I don't understand what's the deal with Peter Pan.
I don't know what the whole big issue was with Peter Pan. I think it had something to do with Tinkerbell or something like that. It wasn't so much as Peter Pan itself. It was the actual extra characters in the movie that they had an issue with.
Like, but what I guess, like I said, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on with why they would cancel these Disney movies. I've never seen Dumbo. Is that the one with the elephant?
Yeah, that's the one with the ears. I know that.
So what was wrong with the elephant?
Well, it was making fun of people with big ears, kids with big ears and issues, or body dysmorphia, or something. It was something I was watching.
Child, these kids don't go. They grow up older and suck it up and be like, oh, I was so stupid for thinking that offended me when I was younger. Like, really, they make everything so. That's why these kids now be growing up and just be so weak.
Well, I would say, but they take everything so serious now. It ain't like how it was when we was growing up,
Right, because we had the good stuff. Like, kids today, they wouldn't survive during the Attitude Era of WWF.
Boo!
I'm just saying they wouldn't.
They wouldn't. Those was the days though.
Or the good or like when they had the good Adult Swim cartoons.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Or like Ren and Stimpy or Stripperella, like stuff like that would not be on the TV today.
No, and what gets me is like how is South Park still on?
Right. I mean, because to me they kind of watered down South Park though to fit with today's culture a little bit.
They did, and they added more characters and stuff like that.
And that's one thing I hated. Why y'all gotta add in all these different characters? Like, first, do I got on here? Nope, I ain't got on this list. But so that means I can talk about it right now. One thing I really hate that they did was Mr. Potato Man. Wait, why would y'all get rid of Mr. No, I said Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head. Why would y'all get rid of Mr. Potato Head talking about now he's gender neutral? He's not male or female. Like, what?
He missed the Potato Head though. Like,
it's Mr.
and Mrs. Potato
right,
Head. So I don't get it.
It's like, how is that offending anybody by it being a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head?
It ain't like he had private parts or something. It was
a potato. Like, really? Why are y'all so offended? Why did y'all turn Mr. Potato Head into a transgender?
I thought it was a cisgender.
Oh, what's it? Shotty, it's all these terms and stuff now. I don't know what any of these terms mean now.
I'm just actually catching up on a lot of the terms, and I ain't gonna even lie. After watching Drag Race UK and then the last season that's currently playing, it actually hit me onto a lot of stuff that I didn't know about.
I don't know nothing about any of these terms they got going on this day and age, but anyway, that's the first case right there. Why cancel culture is stupid. The next one is Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss company that oversees Dr. Seuss's publications announced that they will be pulling. Wait, y'all, 'cause I'm still on pen and paper.
Horton, here's the who.
uh, Pulling licenses for insensitive deception of Asian and black characters, I guess, in a Dr. Seuss book. So I've never read these Dr. Seuss books that claim that these are in there. The ones that we had in school never talked about that. We had the same one, which was Green Eggs and Hams and the standard Dr. Seuss books.
Well, see, what it is like when I used to do scholastic reading.
I remember that.
Yeah, like we used to get all of the different kinds of books and stuff like that. So I know the books that they're talking about, and the ones that they're talking about, they actually had like Africans with like real big lips in them, and then like they was naked and eating watermelon and stuff like that. So it was like, you know, like basically like slaves. They had slaves, and like I said, in this day and time, we don't. And it kind of gets me because we keep seeing all these like slave TV shows and movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we're never going to be able to move forward if we keep depicting it or we keep seeing it.
But
so I get why they pulled that book.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, though, like how would kids learn from it if we just take everything away? Like we're sheltering them from reality.
It's not so much sheltering them, but this where it comes into where your grandparents should actually be grandparents and not 30-year-old grandparents.
I was just ready to say, you know, grandparents is 30, 40, 50 now, so they don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, so that's actually where you get your real history from, because like our grandfather taught us, like we learned a lot. Like I said, listen to, well, back in my day, you know, them stories, they actually tell you a lot if you actually listen to them. And it makes you go and actually look and read and further up on the education that you're receiving. Not the watered down bull that they give you in school.
But grandparents today is in a club with the kids.
True that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's just like they got to learn it from somewhere, and it's not gonna be from them.
Yeah, but then like I said, these movies though are, like I said, it's being depicted from a white eye. Also, it's like I said, it's black actors, yeah, but the directors and the writers and everybody else are white.
You don't even know if it's a real black movie if it's say produced by Lee Daniels.
Or Spike Lee.
or Spike Lee.
So,
like
you know, and that's where, well, you know what, I can't say that because we got our TV shows like Queen Sugar and all of them, you know, shows like that, that's from the black standpoint, but still, we don't have enough of that. So, I don't know, I think it needs to be like a whole turning of the knob, a whole shift change, and I guess that's what they're trying to do with pulling the books out.
I guess. Oh, one of the things I got to get a little bit off topic real fast is one of the things I had talked about on last week's episode was voter suppression in Georgia, how they passed, actually it's Georgia and I believe in Iowa, where they passed laws to basically try to suppress black votes, and these are Republican parties that did that. And basically what they did, they passed some laws where basically they won't do like the mail-in voting because they feel like the mail-in voting was such a fraud. So what they did basically, like if you're not like homebound, like you just so sick or just so handicapped that you can't leave your house, you have to go vote in person. And one of the things I had said last week on the podcast was that they think that, you know, a lot of people just went and just kept like voting more than once or using dead people names to go vote. And when I had talked to this doctor who he said, hey, I normally vote Republican, but because of what happened over the last 4 years, I voted Democrat. And they're not understanding that a lot of Republicans, just people who normally vote Republican, jumped ship and voted Democrat. Yeah. So I want to get your thought on that.
Well, like I said before, like, you know, when it comes to the whole voting aspect, like I said, everybody has their own opinion on who they vote for or why they vote for who. But me as a voter, I always look at
who gonna give me the less tax breaks.
It's not even that, because a lot of times that don't even matter. I look at, you know, who has the most open viewpoint. Who do you see being able to actually sit down and discuss and come up with a plan? And 9 times out of 10, it's the Democrat.
See, for me, I base my voting on, like I always say, my strong opinion is you got to have a political background. if you have no type of political background, there's just no way I'm not voting for you at all. Like, I don't think celebrities and reality stars should be presidents of a country. Like, that's just a big no-no for me.
I'm not even gonna say so much. You got to come from that type of
No,
background.
no. I'm saying, like, for me, like, you have to be. I had to actually be a mayor, a alderman, a
I see what
governor.
you're saying. Come from
From some type of. You had to
government.
had some type of government office in order to run for president, and that's how I personally feel it should be.
Or you should
Like these are people who actually went to school and studied government and law. So these are people who I feel that should be running for president.
Like I said, attorneys and stuff like that. Like I said, that's why I always said, like, I don't think they're ready, but if next term, I just hope Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama actually do run.
Well, Joe already announced that he's running for a second term.
Well, that's fine, because I know, once again, when this is done, Kamala Harris is going to be the next president. But my thing is, I hope that she picks Michelle. Like I said, not just because it was Barack Obama's wife and first lady, but once again, she has a lawyer's background.
I mean, true, but at the same time, I think I don't want her to run right away, because I feel like the way how the country is now is just not going to happen. Especially the way how a lot of these people are in cults, and how brainwashed some of these people, Trump has brainwashed some of these people. I don't think that this is the time right now for that to happen.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like if she waits too long, it'll be too late.
No, I'm not. Like I said, she ride out this term. If Biden win, his next presidential election, great. I feel not right soon as her. So they do get the full 8 years. I don't think she should run right after that, because they at that point people are like, okay, you know what, you had it. You know how people be. I had enough.
So what you saying? Let another Republican come in and fuck it up like Trump did, and then.
Because to be honest, that's how Democrats get voted in. It takes for a Republican to get in and do something stupid, like how Trump did for a Democrat to get voted in.
Both Bushes.
I keep saying, I have no problem with Republicans. I don't agree with everything they do. Some of the stuff I do agree with. Like I said, if a Republican was to get presidency again, I will be fine with that, just as long as it's not Donald Trump and they have a political background. Well, at the end of the day, as Democrat, any Democratic person who voted Democrat their whole life can always accept when a Democratic Party lost.
Yeah.
Unlike Republicans when they can't. Like I said, when we didn't win the election in 2016 and Donald Trump got voted in, instead of complaining about, we complain oh yeah, fuck Donald Trump and all this kind of stuff, he ain't my president. But when Donald Trump got elected into office, we did the work starting that day to set up Joe to win the presidency.
That we did, because we went and voted for everybody else, the Senate and what's the other people called?
The House and Senate and all that stuff.
All of them, yeah. All them. We need where they fucked up at was the Supreme Court, though. That's where they messed up at.
But Joe and Kamala can always add more in their favor.
That's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to make it 12 or something like that.
Yeah, so they're trying to add more in their favor, which in the past Republican presidents have done that themselves to get stuff passed in their favor. Mm-hmm. But either way it goes, how often do stuff actually go to the Supreme Court? Because at the end of the day, when it goes to the House, and if it works, like I said, if it's a tie in the House, Kamala Harris being a Democratic president, she can always break the tie because if the House gets tied. So, it really doesn't matter. But I just want to talk about that for a quick second. I want to head back into
this cancel culture.
So next on the cancel culture, this is a whole thing that got started with the Generation Zs. If you're not familiar with Generation Zs, I believe those are people that was born in 2000, early 2000 and so on. And like I said, that is the most stupid. Like I said, if that's the generation who has to take care of me when I get old, I don't want to get old. Just kill me let me go before they have to take care of me. Just let me go, because there ain't no chance of survival or nothing. I am sorry.
You try to give kids the benefit of the doubt, thinking like it'll change, in maybe 10 years. But
Nope, they stupid.
I said that 10 years ago, and I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, it's getting worse.
They stupid. They was eating Tide Pods. They choking themselves out with belts and killing themselves. The Blackout Challenge.
I was just going to say, what is up with all these stupid-ass challenges these kids doing?
Just too much. But anyway.
I was good with the Ice Bucket Challenge. Y'all should have stopped there.
Right. But speaking of Generation G, I said G, Generation Z's, they're trying to get Eminem canceled. Which kind of made me upset because me being a millennial, we love Eminem. Like, we grew up on Eminem. I love Eminem.
Hi,
and
my name is...
They tried to, but basically the generation, just remember this person who called himself represent Generation Z, said that the rapper should be canceled over his lyrics, that someone posted on TikTok. They posted a clip condemning the rapper of his 2010 hit, the Love the Way You Lie, which featured Rihanna, for glorifying violence against women. In one of his verses, and I'm like, what? I thought that song brought awareness to violence against women.
I said, I don't know what they be listening to.
So here's one of the examples. It says, if she tries to fucking leave again, I'ma tie her to the bed and set this place on fire. Is one of the examples that they used that he was glorifying violence. But once again, we had way more, back in the 90s, we had way more language that was more, hardcore shoot 'em kill type stuff growing up. And yet, we had some stupids that was stupid enough to do that, but the majority of us, like, I'm not going to go out there and do that. That don't make sense. Like, we knew reality from that.
We were just not so influential, like...
We wasn't so much influenced by the music.
It was like, oh, okay, it's nice. I wish I could drive that kind of car, but okay.
Like, kids today will see stuff in a music video and go do it.
No. See, and once again, that's where it comes into play. Parenting. When you have kids raising kids, that's what happens.
Right. And as I said, this generation, they just so soft. They're just so soft. I just don't like have you ever seen them TikTok videos and they show like 80s baby, they hit their foot on the on the crack or something, they just go and you just keep walking, and then it'd be like the millennials, like the 90s babies go and they hit their toe on the foot like ow, keep walking, and then it'd be like the Generation Z's, the kids born in 2000, like, oh my pussy. It's something like that, like that's them, like like y'all are just so
That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, I remember I fell off my bike. I went in the house and cried. They slapped the Band-Aid on it and sent me back outside to play. Like, okay, I'm back on my bike. Like, now, like, the kid fall off the bike. Y'all taking them to the ER now. Like, what?
That's when we thought a Band-Aid fixed everything.
Every single thing. As a kid, as soon as that Band-Aid got put on there, I was like, okay, I'm better.
Like Chris Rock said, put some tussin on it.
Like I said, I'm better. Let's go back. That's what I'm saying. Like, these kids today don't know nothing. We didn't go out and redo what we saw in Grand Theft Auto. We didn't go out and try to steal and rob cars and kill prostitutes. We didn't do that kind of stuff.
No.
These kids today just stupid and a lost cause. But back to Eminem, like, how dare y'all try to cancel Eminem though? He is like an American icon.
That he is, but like I said, it just goes to show, like, I feel like they just trying to move the focus off what we really should be focusing on,
which is racism.
Yep,
racism. But then on top of that, though, like the stuff that we are used to growing, like the stuff that we are used to seeing on TV is long gone.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things that kind of upsets me. Like, it is long gone. Like, TV today sucks because it's just too controlled. It's too. You got to consider everybody's gender now and sexuality.
I was just gonna say everybody gay on every show.
It's got to be a gay or lesbian character on every show. Or now they're throwing transgenders now, so now I got to be a transgender person at least on once every 3 shows. So it's just like,
like I said, I don't know. It just
I'm all for it.
TV.
I'm all for them having jobs and stuff, but
yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's just like I said, I don't get with the whole. Well, I guess I do, because now I guess they're trying to make it a mixed culture where everybody is feel included and everybody is attracted TV and not just one type of person attracted to one kind of show. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get to create a genre of people for like, okay, well, the gays want to watch this, but the gays don't want to see a gay person in every TV show. Like some TV shows, it's just not called for to have a gay person in every TV show. Like even with Charm, they made one of the lead characters on Charm is a lesbian. I'm like, what? I already think the show is stupid, the reboot, and then on top of that, y'all add a lesbian character?
When did that happen?
Like what? No. Like I don't like it. It's horrible. Like
they prove it never.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not knocking lesbians. I'm not knocking transgender people. I'm just saying when it comes to my TV, I don't need that in every single last TV show.
Nah.
It don't make it seem real to me.
Like I said, it just seemed forced.
Right, and as some of the TV shows, it do seem forced. Like one of the shows I do like to watch is The Resident. They get it right.
See, I'm not too much into The Resident, and I fell off of 911 too. So
I have not seen 911 Lone Star at all. Not one season of it. But another network that get things right to me, even if they do add in a gay character, is always Freeform. Freeform always get it right. Although they cancel their shows after like 2 seasons, but they are one of the only networks where if they are going to include like the transgender and lesbian characters and gay characters, they do it right. It don't seem forced when they do it.
Yeah, but see, like I said, that's why those shows like don't last that long.
Right, because they be really good shows, but then they get canceled. Like the only show that I think that made it like 5 seasons now is The Fosters, and they're the only ones that got a spinoff after all this.
Wow.
So, yeah, and The Fosters only lasted 5 seasons.
I just feel like y'all need to stop being so sensitive and let TV be TV and let books be books, because I read a lot of books and I don't know. So,
but child, this next one gonna make you upset. Space Jam was also included in cancel culture. Space Jam canceled Pepe Le Pew because they say he was kissing girls against their will.
I see. Okay, now I saw when they was talking about this on The View, and I'm just gonna say this because
it's a cartoon, though.
Joy Behar had a good point. Like she said, if y'all can accept a president grabbing people by the cooter, how can you not accept?
Oh, we can use the extra word, grabbing people by the pussy.
Okay, yeah. If you can accept your president saying, I'm going to grab her by the pussy, how can you not let Pepe Le Pew kiss on a cat? That's why y'all, and people never even understood that. That's what made it so funny, because the person he was chasing was a cat the whole time. It wasn't even another skunk. That's why she didn't like him.
And on top of that, he's a skunk. Who's gonna want a skunk? On top of that, he always stink.
It's just stupid. It's just stupid. It's
so funny because LeBron James agreed with it. He was one of the reasons why Pepe Le Pew got canceled. Because he just
wanted the attention took off his ball spot. That's all that was.
And speaking of LeBron James, I know this is off topic, and I try to keep these less than 25 minutes, but oh well, it's gonna be one of those episodes. I feel like LeBron James. Everything that Michael Jordan has done, LeBron James is trying to go back and redo so he can erase Michael Jordan.
He'd never be able to erase Michael Jordan.
And that's what I truly feel like that's what he's doing.
He would never be able to erase him.
Like Space Jam has not been touched in 20-something years. And all of a sudden, here come LeBron James want to redo Space Jam. Except this time, he want to include all the, the A-list NBA players in Space Jam, which Michael Jordan, I don't think he really did. He had maybe a few, but he was trying to get every A-list basketball player in this Space Jam movie, including Giannis.
No, he had 4.
But they were small parts, though, and that was only when they was playing the game, really.
Yeah.
And or when they was talking about him baseball and all that crap. But anyway, yeah. But he was trying to get Giannis in Space Jam. I'm like, no.
I'm just gonna be. I'm not even. You know what? What was Giannis gonna say?
What do you mean?
You can barely understand him half the time.
You wrong.
Now get him a part in the movie for what?
You was wrong.
I ain't even trying to be mean because I like Giannis, his fine self, but still.
Don't his brothers talk better English than him?
He do. I like Thanos too with his black self. Ooh, he's so black.
This is not the time for that.
I'm sorry, y'all.
You whore.
Ooh,
you
okay.
whore. But yes, but how do y'all cancel Pepe Le Pew though?
I don't know.
Like I said, I don't care. Like when I watched these cartoons growing up, I was not offended. Now, granted, Pepe Le Pew was way before I was born, but when you have old parents, you know about all these cartoons.
It was funny to me.
And like I said, like I found it entertaining. I didn't look like I didn't. I think pretty sure anybody who watched it growing up didn't just go to a girl and just start kissing on them because Pepe Le Pew did it. Like no, that's because we knew better. We know cartoons from reality. It's not our fault that you all kids don't know cartoons from reality like the Slender Man girls. It's not our fault.
Right.
It's not the cartoon's fault. It's not Slender Man's fault.
You're supposed to know right from wrong.
Exactly. Anywho. Next on the list is Uncle Ben's and Aunt Jemima and Miss Butterworth's. I believe those are syrups. After facing, syrups and oatmeal and all that stuff. After facing backlash for basically they was like they got these black people on these on the as the face of white companies, white owners. You know what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah, because they wanted black people to buy it.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I never bought it, just to be honest. Well, I didn't buy it. But
it's just because, back then, it was the black people knew how to cook, but the white folks didn't. So.
But the Aunt Jemima, the actual person, though, she actually made the actual recipe for it. It's made from a black person. It's just the company might be owned by a white person now or a white family.
That's what I'm saying, because the people that they were using for those labels weren't paid for those labels.
They wasn't.
So that was the whole issue. Y'all been selling these products for all these years, and people have been buying it based on the person that's on this label. So,
although they did have a picture of her like chained to like a table or something while she was making the stuff,
and people never really paid attention to that.
But yeah, I mean, I get it why, but I mean, like at this point now, it's been like 140 years. Why change it?
Because.
It's like,
unless you finna go back and pay these people for the last 104 years that y'all been using, they image.
I mean, they probably would, but at the same time, though, like when it comes to the Aunt Jemima lady, it's actually her product. They just like, well, you know what?
It was her product, but
they just put the money into it to make it what it is,
and she didn't get paid.
Didn't get paid for it. I get it, but like I said, go back, get them their reparations, still leave it as it is.
But see, then
when it comes to Uncle Ben and all them, which is basically none of that was really owned by or had anything to do with a black person. You just put their face on there, like boom, here you go. Like now they can change those.
No, see, it sounds simple, but it's not, because then, like I said, you have to pay me for my likeness. And see, that's where they were getting around from back then. Black folks ain't know about stuff like that.
I mean, yeah.
So now that my likeness has been out here for all these years, I feel like I should be paid for that.
Well, they did, so the family would get paid.
Exactly, that's
what
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though. Like they
would
have to go back and pay the family millions and millions of dollars.
I mean, like far as Aunt Jemima, like go back, get the family the money for wherever it is for over the years, and get the family a piece of the company.
Yeah,
and leave it as is.
Yeah. But
like now, when it comes to Uncle Ben and all them,
but you would have to pay Uncle Ben, and then you would have.
Well, no, they're not all part of the same company, though.
I know. I'm just saying, all of these companies though would have to go back and pay these people, like Miss Buttersworth.
Yeah.
All the third people, like all the people that would have to go back and pay a lot of money out that I know they're not willing to pay, and they're gonna say, well, we don't have that kind of money to pay now. Like the company's not worth now what it was worth back then.
That's just worth more now than it was back then. But they're going to blame the pandemic as a reason why they had to not pay. But although we know y'all was still making money because who wasn't going to the store still buying food and stuff.
I believe it's high during the pandemic.
Child, I know. I want to go to the grocery store, and I said, child, please, I ain't afraid to go here and spend $60 only have 4 items.
Child, 4. You got 2.5 items. They talking about $63.82.
Like, no. No. Next on the list, y'all probably gonna be surprised about this one. Ellen DeGeneres is on the list. They tried to cancel Ellen for her backstage heat on the Ellen DeGeneres show.
Well, you know what?
Basically it just saw Ellen was acting like a diva.
I don't know. I don't know, because like I said, it's a lot of different stories out there, and a lot of different people say they were treated a different way. So I don't know how to. I don't know how I can go about that. But the people who work for her, who've been there for years, say I don't get treated that way. So it's basically like her special guests and stuff like that.
And then on top of that, like, it's a lot of people who like they don't report directly to Ellen, like they report to somebody else that worked for her.
Right.
So if something did get reported, it's probably like, well, oh, I reported it, and it probably got up to Ellen, and Ellen didn't do anything about it. Ellen, like, well, I'm the starter. Like at this point, Ellen, like, that's why I got paid people for it. I pay people to handle this kind of situations.
Right.
That's why I don't have to deal with these
That's
kind of situations.
Production managers and all of this stuff.
And exactly. But if it kept going on and on and on, and she kept not doing anything, then I can see why. But to just try to get her whole entire show canceled, like, why?
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Like, I like Ellen's show.
I do too, especially when she was scaring people.
That and when she dressed up as Sofia Vergara.
Ah,
That's one.
I don't know why she like dressing up as her so much.
Like I enjoy Ellen. Y'all need to leave Ellen alone and let Ellen be Ellen. That's all I got to say. The next one is J.K. Rowling was canceled after making several anti-trans comments. She basically called trans people wimpan and wimwoomud or something like that. I don't know. He got canceled. Yeah, I don't know much about this guy. All I know is that he's like
is the woman. That's the Harry Potter.
Oh, right. That is the woman. Oh, I got her mixed up with another person. Oh,
yeah,
God.
That's Harry Potter.
The Harry Potter creator person thing. Wrote the books, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I got them mixed up. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, like I said, I have no problem with transgender people. We have a transgender friend, Crystal B. If she ever joins the show, and just saying she's supposed to be on the show soon. But yeah, I have no problem with transgender people.
Like I said, whatever exactly, and that's the thing. People need to just mind.
Wait, hold on, wait. Oops, sorry, y'all. I know I said do you, but it's some of y'all though. I don't care how much hormones y'all take, y'all still look like a dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it sounds kind of like rude, but I get that y'all went through this whole transition because that's the way how you want to look, how you feel on the inside. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I don't know. Like I said, it just it just do you, and I just feel like people are entitled to their own opinion. And that's what everybody fails to realize. Like, I'm entitled to have an opinion on what I feel about a situation. Like, you might not want my opinion, or it might not be the words that you want to hear, but I'm entitled to it. So I should be able to say what I want. Because
it's been some trans people transition from female to men that I seen on Twitter. Not Twitter, but on TikTok. And I'd be like, I'd be wondering, like, what is your number?
I want to say his
I want to say
so
some names
bad,
back, but yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Light skinned one, and there's one dark skinned one. He is
whore.
Hell. But I follow him on Twitter, but like I said, it's just...
I'm not on Twitter because they let somebody hack my account and steal my whole account, so I'm just not on Twitter.
Yeah, well, yeah, I like I said, I follow him on Twitter, and like I said, it's to each his own. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Be you, do you, and don't let nobody stop you from being you.
Exactly.
And like I said, I support the trans community. I support everything they're trying to do. I do know one thing is
God Mick. Oh my God, I love God Mick. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to say that.
And because it's crazy, because it's a lot of lawmakers that's still against transgender people and trying to stop them from having access to health care and all these other kind of things, which I don't think is fair, because I believe everybody deserves health care no matter what their situation is, whether you poor, rich, whatever. Everybody deserves health care.
If I'm paying for it, who are you to tell me I can't have it?
That too, because then now because a lot of them were trying to create laws where doctors can turn down service to them because they're transgender.
Why?
I don't know. Like I'm fine with transgender people.
Like I said, just mind your business. Like I said, as long as I ain't messing with you, why you mess with me?
And then depending on which kind, because they know how the community goes. But depending on which kind you're around, they are some of the best people to be around. to be honest.
True.
And a realist. And know stuff from both sides.
True.
From both sides of the table. You can talk to him about anything about both sides of the table. But there's another one that I had wanted to do before we go. His name was Jafari. I think Jafari something. The makeup person. They canceled him multiple times.
Jeffree Star.
Jeffree Star. And one of those was for bullying the other makeup dude that was be doing like makeup tutorials and stuff like that.
The little guy. I know you're talking about the young guy.
Yeah, I can't think of the name, but he also got canceled.
Yeah, because they've been saying some bogus stuff though on Twitter. Like you don't really follow them like that. So
like I don't have a Twitter account.
Yeah, so. And then like on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, like they be different.
Like I know they was beefing back and forth on
their YouTube channel.
Yeah, between YouTube.
But they be saying like some bogus stuff, and then Jeffree Star, he was already on there for doing that stuff with the black dude and trying to put him on blast and stuff like that and all of that.
Didn't they try to say he was with Kanye West?
Listen, I'm not even gonna touch that one. But like I said, it's just I don't know. I don't like Jeffree Star myself. Per se. James is the other boy. I could James something.
Okay.
But I just it
That's how they make you feel. Just go.
Cause it's just
So, this is a recap of the cancel culture that has been some of the stuff that has been canceled since 2020. I wish y'all would cancel Donald Trump. That's one thing we need in the Proud Boys. Where are the Proud Boys? Now that I think about it,
nothing about them since Trump been gone out of office.
Are they the ones who's causing all these mass shootings?
I
feel like they're trying to sabotage Joe Biden presidency with these mass shootings. These Proud Boys.
I said that too. But see, like I said, it's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris handle everything differently than how Trump did.
Trump did everything, tried to do everything publicly to make himself look like a bully.
And they doing everything behind closed doors, trying to get laws in order and make new laws and all of this stuff and sign bills into play.
Like they was on them about the border, like the kids at the border. Like why should we allow these? I said, first of all, Mexico was ran by the cartels where some of these kids are coming from. They don't have the healthcare system that we have. So I don't want my kid to drop dead. So you know what I'm going to do? Yes, I'm going to send my kid to the U.S. He might end up in a camp or whatever by himself. But hey, here you got your auntie and uncle live here. When you get out the camp, go to your auntie and uncle house. I'd rather
and he not forced to sell drugs and do all this other stuff.
Exactly. Like I'd rather you go to the U.S., get the vaccine, be safe, live. I will sit here and suffer the consequences, and if I die, so be it. But my kid got to live because I sent them to the U.S. Yeah. And they not understanding that.
I believe in DACA. So
I believe in DACA also.
So
the Dreamers. Like I said, that show that I was watching, A Party of Five, where they discussed DACA a lot during that show, was basically, I don't know if so basically the oldest brother, he's considered a dreamer, and his parents came over here illegally. Mm-hmm. And his parents brought him over here when he was basically born in Mexico. His parents brought him over here also. That's the only kid they had at the time. But as time went on, they had more kids. But the parents ended up who opened up a restaurant and was employing immigrants and employing Americans also, was employing all these people and still was paying taxes, but yet still got deported back to Mexico because they wasn't American citizens and never applied for a citizenship. And now you have this DACA recipient who is now responsible for 4 or 5 other kids in a restaurant, basically a whole entire household, while his parents are in Mexico. But then because he's not technically an American citizen, he's just on a DACA thing, he can't even go to Mexico to visit his parents. He go to Mexico, he can't come back into the country.
And that's crazy because, like I said, as long as they was paying taxes and doing everything correctly like how they should have been, I feel like all they should have had to do was take a citizenship test. Because it's just as simple as that.
Exactly. But instead they deported the parents back to Mexico.
Now, I can see if you got somebody over here who was raping people and selling drugs and had 3 felonies and all of this other stuff, that person you deport. But a tax-paying person, no.
Right. And you left a 25-year-old recipient. Now, mind you, this is a scripted show, but it hits close to home for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they left a 25-year-old in charge of a family of 5. The youngest probably being about 3-4 months old.
They said people do it all the time, so he should be able to do it too.
But like I said, he was living the American dream. He was playing music. He didn't have a real job. He didn't have real responsibilities. And now all of a sudden, he has a whole entire household dropped on him once his parents are just deported.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot for somebody to take
crazy.
in.
Like I said, though, with this new presidency, though, hopefully we get a whole lot of things changed and a whole lot more laws into play and a whole lot of more difference than what we've been seeing over the last couple of years.
Right. Alrighty, so I guess we're going to end the podcast here. I want to thank Markus Buckhalter because I guess he don't want me to just say just his first name. He want me to say Markus Buckhalter for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but anyways, I want to thank y'all for tuning into this episode of Same Cast, Different Day Podcast. On next week's episode, I'm going to be talking about more of what's been going on with me in the last month or so and what kind of things I got planned to going forward. So I'm going to be talking about a little bit of that on the next episode. But anyways, once again, thank you all for tuning into this episode of Same Cast, Different Day Podcast. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, which is Martel Rowland, and then on TikTok is Martel Rowland, and I think Instagram is Martel Rowland. And then don't forget to follow the podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, which is at SCDD Podcast. And then if you actually want to be on the show, you can actually email us at scddpodcast@gmail.com.
Catch y'all next time.
See, y'all, he did it wrong. He's supposed to give his social media out for y'all, if y'all can go find him on social media.
Because my social media is not up and active like that. So, just catch me on Facebook.
He did it so wrong, y'all. But see y'all on next week's episode.